Thank you very much for joining this tutorial on how to make your presentation. That's the exciting part of the show. You know, they have prepared for that. The visitors are there. You have sent all of the invitations. Now is the time for making the product presentation. Let me share my screen with you. And I'm actually going to switch off the camera because as this is for making the presentation, I will make it live and I need to switch it on when we get into the platform of Circus. Here with me are my two colleagues, Tanya and Christina from Fleet Events. They will be guiding me in case I forgot something in this tutorial. So I'm going to turn off the camera so that I can activate it later on the other side. And I will share my screen. We'll be covering the following points over here. So first, the speaking slot has to be arranged with, usually it's your marketing colleague has received an email from my colleague, Abigail, asking her for the speaking slot. You know, she's going to provide you your name, job title, presentation title, short abstract, the speaker picture. And this information, by the way, the abstract and the presentation is useful because as people will be searching on the platform for keywords, they will be able to find you. The presentation should be 7 to 10 minutes long. We anticipate that almost everybody does a PowerPoint presentation and they will be sharing their screen. At the end, there will be a chance for the people, actually throughout the whole presentation, there is a chance for the people to ask questions. Now, take into account that there is a 20 seconds delay between the live stream and what the people see. So do not be surprised if you're talking about something and there's a kind of a delay with the question that it probably comes from 20 seconds before. So there is a 20 seconds delay between the live stream and what people actually see. We recommend that you use Chrome, just the regular version of Microsoft's Chrome, close unneeded applications, make sure they have the quiet room, the headset, and all of these. I think by now we have all had at least one Zoom meeting, if not too many, but you know, just make sure that the technicalities are there, good internet and things like that. You will need to have your Photonics Plus visitor exhibitor login. Your marketing manager has probably registered you as, has submitted your details as the speaker. You have been entered into the system. You probably got an automatic email telling you this is your how to access the Photonics Plus platform in general. That probably the system has also stored that into the details, and then you will just be straight into the Photonics Plus platform. You will need, as the speaker, you have received an email with your login details. You know, you get this from Photonics Plus. It says how to prepare your product presentation. Product presentation, that's the presentation for the exhibitors. And you have here, you can go through the email here. I will not go through it in details. You can watch it. But over here, you have a couple of interesting and important things. One is the streaming key. This is very important. The streaming key is what allows you to go live, you know. Then you also have a speaker link. Okay, so this is the speaker link to enter the stage. Mine is called test, but yours will probably have something else. Okay, so this is not a generic one. This is my personal as Carlos as Epic exhibitor, but you will have here your speaker link. There is also a link here, which is for your colleagues to be able to watch and to test. And you can find here under visitor link. Okay, so take really note. This is the visitor link. This is for your colleagues to test. You can test the platform at any time for them to be able to see what the visitor will be seeing. Okay, but this is not the link that you give to your marketing promotion. In the marketing promotion, you always tell people to go to your booth space. You know, just go to the booth space. That's what you want to do. And this is only for you. This is your visitor link. Okay, the speaker link. So concretely, you get the email. I'm probably going to be automatically logged in because I already have the username password. If you didn't have it, he will probably send you to the login. You know, so let me just make a test here. I'm going to use Chrome Incognito just for the sake of it. You see, I'm not logged in, so I have to do that. Okay, don't use Incognito because the camera will not work very well over here. So you go. So it's a typical platform over here. You can see the microphone. You can choose your microphone settings. That's pretty much like Zoom. You have the camera settings. You can choose which camera. One part which always confuses me, when you go here on the top right, let me see, there are going to be 3 little buttons which are here on the top. What else do we have here as features? Let me just give me just a second over here. So you can see that your name appears here, Carlos Lee. You click on join meeting. Okay, you join the meeting. And you can see here, as I said, the camera and all of these little functions. There is one which is always bothering me, is the flip picture. I never know if you should have the picture like this or like this. I never quite know what the people are kind of watching you, so I just flip it around. The best way is to have your colleagues join on the visitor link when you're live streaming, and then they will be able to tell you, you know, you have to flip it or not. So that's always my preferred source. When you click on the 3 little dots over here, you know, usually you want to have the quality of the video to the maximum if you have a good bandwidth. And in the features that you need to know over here, you can play. There's not much that you should be doing. Actually, there isn't much. Unfortunately, if you like to play around, there is not much. All what you have to do is the day of the event. I'll go through the details afterwards in the timeline. But here you have the start live stream. Start live stream. And here is where you need to enter that key. So I recommend that you copy this key that you have over here. So keep that preciously. And you paste it over here. Start live stream. Okay, when you do the live stream live, you can see on the bottom left here, starting live stream. Okay.
Live streaming is on.
You may not have heard it, but it says live streaming is on. You can also see here that it says live stream. At this stage, your colleagues would be able to click on this link over here, which is the visitor link, and they would be able to view as a visitor. On the left, you have the chats over here. Okay, you have it over here. And the people who watch the presentation can ask the questions. Now, you will be making the presentations. Don't answer the questions yourself, but your colleagues, you know, they could be answering some of these chat questions themselves. Then you're going to share the presentation. You will have here in the options, so you can see here, what is it? Share your screen. You can either share the entire screen, which is a bit tricky because sometimes you may be so you can choose here the window that you would like to share. So let's assume that usually you will share a PowerPoint. Here, for the sake of it, I will just share a Word file, you know, but you can see that over here. And you can see here on the bottom, stop sharing. You know, you could do that at the end of your presentation. When you have made your presentation, you stop sharing. Again, it's a bit, I like that it's familiar like to the Zoom options. You know, I go back to my browser, I'm back in Chrome over here. Then you have the questions going on. Let me go now again. So I'm going to stop this part because I think it's kind of, and when you have finished your presentation, you just go back here to the three little dots and you say stop the live stream. Okay, then you stop the live stream.
Live streaming
pretty much Zoom style, all the little options over here. So let's go back to see if I have forgotten something that I wanted to mention. You have the test link. You check that the flip image, the screen share options we covered. Do not include a video in your presentation. It makes it sluggish. It doesn't work. You know, if you need, you can use a YouTube link to share some presentation, but I recommend you have it under 7 to 10 minutes. You know, focus on the technology, on the markets, on the applications, tell a little bit about your company. And before I forget, always at the end, don't forget to say this, the end, what is it that we always have to say? Always give a link to your booth space. You know, tell people to come and visit you. On the last slide, have your contact details. Tell them to visit your booth space, but make sure that you have the link to your booth space. I'm going to ask here a question to my colleagues when they know the answer. Is like, are these presentations going to be recorded? Do they have access afterwards to a recording that they could be using afterwards?
Yes, they will be recorded.
Okay, so the presentations will be recorded and you will be given a link of that recording that you can use afterwards for some other features. There is one thing that I have forgotten to say here. It was the activate picture in picture, but it's not a problem. It's so quick. I will just go back over here. I will go back to the stage. The picture in picture feature, this is when you have your PowerPoint that you're sharing, but you want your camera to still appear because, you know, you want people to be able to watch, to see you. So you're making the presentation. I can see that I'm live because I can see the live icon over here. You want to share and the camera is on. You can see that. I'll tell you how to do the picture in picture and what that actually means. Now you go and you share the file that you want to share. As I said, it's usually a PowerPoint. And what you need to go back to have the picture in picture, I'll get to that in a minute, is you have to go back to the application. Okay, go back to Chrome and activate. You see the camera has been switched off automatically. You have to click on the camera again. And so that he will activate the camera. And now you can see then your picture. This is what we mean by picture in picture. You can see the camera is there when you PowerPoint. And I seriously recommend you do that. It is much more pleasant for the viewer to be able to see not only the PowerPoint, but to see you, how charming you are. So that is for the picture in picture. So let me just stop here the application. So let's see if there is something else that I have forgotten to say. So your colleagues can answer, you give this. So on the day itself, on the day, try to join 30 minutes in advance, just to double check that everything is smooth and running, you know, but specifically 10 minutes before your call. It's 10 minutes before your speaking talk, a technician will be in the room and he will be asking you, is everything is okay? Those are the 10 minutes before your speaking slot where it's just you, the technician, if you have something else to ask. And then when the speaking time is yours, show starts, you go on the live stream, and we go through this process. If you have any questions, you can contact the Photonics Plus team by email, or on the day itself of the event, but it's only on the day itself of the event, there is also a hotline with 2 numbers that you can call. I hope this answers most of your questions, and if not, I'll be very happy to answer them. We're organizing Q&A sessions with the exhibitors. You can join us. We do this regularly to be in touch with the exhibitors, or as I said, Photonics Plus is your way to go. So unless I have forgotten something, Tanya and Christina? No?
All fine.
Well, thank you very much, and we look forward to watching your presentations. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.